The other thing is because of my back surgery, well, that also affected me along with the cerebral palsy. I had a doctor's appointment one time, and I mean, this isn't that big a deal but to me, but he said I have a higher risk of developing arthritis in my neck, and I already have like soreness in my neck and shoulders when I work out, or just like maybe every other day or every day because I can feel the plate they put in my neck and shoulders. So it's really sore, and I just kind of like deal with it with either like Advil or just kind of waiting for it to pass. So as I get older, will that affect me? Will it get worse, or um, will my cerebral palsy make it worse? I don't know. But like I said, like I can't control it. I just try to deal with it as I go along, and I guess we'll see what happens. Um, so some of the things you may not know about cerebral palsy is that it's going to use more energy than the average person or someone with that doesn't have cerebral palsy. So like my twin brother, um, like we'll play in our special basketball games together, and he's a unified partner. And so like we'll play, and let's say it goes into overtime or a really close game. I'm pretty exhausted after I'm done playing, where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go lift or work out again. And it's like, how are you still like good? I'm like exhausted, man. But yeah, just like doing like simple things too. Like if my legs are sore, like standing in one spot, like and not moving, like really hurts my legs. Cause my right leg, I can't really like just stand on my right leg. It won't support me. So I go to stand on my left leg a lot, and I put a lot of weight on my left leg, so both of my legs will be really sore and feet after I get off work. I've had a lot of jobs where it involves standing, and I enjoy those jobs. But if I'm not like moving around or walking around, then my legs really get sore and they hurt. And some days are just worse than others. It just kind of depends on the day. I probably do get more sore in the wintertime. It's probably another reason why I hate winter, because it's cold and my muscles get more sore. And then, I mean, whether I'm working or working out, my right leg will like hit its point of being really sore. Like I can't go anymore within like 30 minutes. But I really depend on my left leg, the one that's not affected that much by my cerebral palsy, because I don't want to like, I don't want people to think like, oh, just because I have cerebral palsy, I can't like do like work long hours or work out for a certain long time. So I've trained my body to like push through the soreness and the fatigue and just you know be mentally tough with it. So meanwhile, like the way I keep really healthy though is I play a lot of sports. Play um, basketball, flag football, tennis for Special Olympics, and then the sports I don't do for Special Olympics is with this COVID thing. I got really into boxing, so I do that. I don't really enjoy it a lot, but I do it to keep in shape. I run, and then I lift weights to try to get stronger for my sports as well. And that really does help me because when I was young, I was like really tight and I wouldn't do my stretches. And so I couldn't walk very well at all one time because I was so tight. And so just stretching and then doing those Special Olympic sports and the sports I do outside of Special Olympics really keeps me mobile and loosens my whole body up from my back all the way down to my legs. And I'm really grateful for Special Olympics because without it, I don't think I would be this mobile because I wouldn't be into playing on certain teams because there'd be no team to play for. So Special Olympics has really helped me with my cerebral palsy because of the sports I play and I work towards the goals I set. But uh, I mean, CP, it affects me in so many ways, but there's not one certain kind of CP with cerebral palsy. Like cerebral palsy, it affects just like your motor skills, like so your body, like what happens is your brain is damaged, so it's like I guess like a boxer or a football player, you hear how they get hit and so their brain's kind of damaged, and if you look at their brain, it's like dented a little bit, and that's what happens with cerebral palsy. Certain parts of your brain are like dented, and so you really have to think about what you're doing, and you can't just react. You have to really think like, okay, with my right hand, like, all right, here's how I open a doorknob, like grab it, pull it, and then I use my body to push into it, and then it won't work. I know it won't work the first time. I have to do it another time, and then I can open it. Where with my left hand, I just do it, you know? But like you really have to think about what you're doing. I've had to learn certain ways to hold things or carry stuff because of my cerebral palsy. I'm kind of just used to it. What I've learned mostly though is that if you have cerebral palsy, use other parts of your body to carry things or open things. Like I use my stomach to kind of support things, or I can hold stuff with my right arm. I just use my arm part instead of the hand and press it against my body, while my left hand does all like the heavy lifting or tries to open things. So you got to be creative if you have cerebral palsy. And the one thing that kind of bugs me about cerebral palsy is people assume like I don't communicate well, or I don't like, or I can't understand, I won't understand what they're saying, or I'm not very smart sometimes because I have cerebral palsy. And that's not true. Like, you don't know what a person has and or what they're like until you talk to them. I've dealt with many times where people talk to me like I'm a toddler or I'm 5 years old, and they talk to me really slow like this. And I hate that. It's like, man, just talk to me normal. I mean, I know there are a lot of people with cerebral palsy that maybe they talk with a slur, or they talk slow, but you don't know that. Maybe they don't. And, you just go up to someone with cerebral palsy and treat them like you would someone without cerebral palsy. Because that's all we really want. We want to be treated the same, just like everyone else. And that's what people tell us. They tell us, like, oh, you're just like everybody else. Well, we're just like everybody else. You could talk to us like we're like anybody else. And so, and for me personally, if you want to ask me questions, go ahead. I don't mind. Like, people always kind of afraid they'll offend you or something, and I'm like, no, I don't mind. I'm just used to it. I mean, the question I always got when I was growing up, hey, what's wrong with your hand? So I would tell them, or being a kid, sometimes I'd try to be funny and make up some dramatic story, and then I'd tell them I had cerebral palsy, and just for a joke. But I'm proud of my cerebral palsy. It kind of just makes me who I am, and I've come up with a lot of funny jokes, especially me and my siblings. We always share some inside jokes that are pretty funny, and you just gotta laugh at it sometimes. Like, yeah, it's hard dealing with these medical issues and cerebral palsy all at the same time, but you just gotta laugh at yourself and brush it off sometimes, because we all deal with some hard times in life, and mine are just more noticeable, I guess. So, if it wasn't for the lessons I've learned with cerebral palsy, um, it wouldn't I wouldn't have accomplished the goals I set in Special Olympics. I always had this goal of going to the Special Olympic USA Games, and I was going to go in like 2014. I had it all planned out. I was going to graduate high school, and that summer I was hoping to get picked for tennis and go into the Special Olympic USA Games. Well, that's the same time I had my back surgery, so I basically had to start all over again. And then, like I said before, with cerebral palsy, it kind of was like a longer process, and with my health conditions as well. But because of the lessons I've learned through cerebral palsy and my health conditions, I've learned not to give up when you're going for your dreams. If you really want something in life, you'll find a way to get it and to reach your dreams in life. And I did. I went to the 2018 Special Olympic USA Games in Seattle, and I got a gold and bronze medal in tennis. So that's, you know, I wouldn't change it for the world, like what I've gone through, because it made me a stronger person in my life and also made me mentally and physically stronger for my sports. And I would have never reached my goals and dreams if it wasn't for the adversity I faced early on in life. Thank you.